You know that feeling, right? When you were just stuck, totally circling a big decision, and you know deep down you need to move, but you just can't? Well, today, we're going to break down a really powerful framework to get you out of that cycle. It's called the Aligned Action Manifesto.
So let's just be real for a second. You've been circling this decision long enough, haven't you? We have all been there. It's that super frustrating crossroads where you know something has to give, something has to change, but you just can't seem to take the leap.
And this feeling, this state of being stuck, it actually has a name. We can call it circling the decision. It's that phase where we get totally caught in this loop of thinking and planning and researching, but never ever actually doing anything about it.
It is such a common pattern, isn't it? We watch all the videos, we read all the articles, we maybe even take the workshop, all about this one change we want to make. We're learning, we're preparing, but we're skillfully avoiding the most important part, the implementation. It's kind of like gathering all the tools to build a house, but never actually picking up the hammer.
So why do we do this? Why do we get ourselves stuck in this loop? Well, a lot of the time, it's because we're hiding behind this very convenient, very spiritual-sounding excuse, what we can call the myth of divine timing.
And this is where we have to get really honest with ourselves. On one side, you have spiritual procrastination. Using phrases like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for a sign," when what we're really doing is masking our fear of taking action. But on the other side is something totally different, true intuitive waiting. This comes from a completely different energy. It's an active, aligned kind of patience that comes from a place of inner clarity, not from a place of avoidance. They feel worlds apart. This kind of spiritual procrastination is often a form of what's known as spiritual bypassing. And what that means really is using these big spiritual ideas to sidestep our actual unresolved issues. It's a super sophisticated trick our mind plays on us to keep us safe in our comfort zone, all while making us feel like we're being really wise and patient. Sneaky, right?
Okay, so if spiritual procrastination is the problem, what on earth is the solution? This is where the whole manifesto shifts and introduces this really powerful alternative, the power of aligned action.
And this quote just cuts right to the heart of it all. The universe doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards aligned action. Just let that sink in for a second. It's such a direct, powerful truth. The energy of life, of the universe, whatever you want to call it, it responds to movement, to commitment, not to us just waiting on the sidelines for some perfect moment that, let's face it, might never come.
Now, this is a really important distinction. Aligned action is not just any action, okay? This isn't about hustling or forcing things to happen. It's about finally moving forward on a decision your soul has already made. It's about listening to that deep, quiet knowing inside you, even when your mind is just screaming with fear and a million what-ifs.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Like, what's the first step? Well, the manifesto breaks it down into a really simple but powerful practice: honoring your inner yes.
And this gives us a clear roadmap. First up, bypass the fearful mind. Acknowledge the fear. Say, hey, I see you, but don't let it drive the car. Second, you've got to challenge your comfortable maybe. You know that lukewarm place where you're not miserable, but you're not exactly lit up either? It's time to question that. Third, and this one is huge, stop preparing and start embodying. This means you start acting, thinking, and feeling as if that decision is already a done deal. You carry yourself like that future version of you. And finally, you have to honor the part of you that knows it's ready. It's time to give that quiet, confident inner voice the microphone for once.
And just to be clear, this is not about creating stress or frantic pressure. It's about creating what's called sacred urgency around these opportunities that feel really aligned with your soul. It just means recognizing that, hey, some windows of opportunity are real and they might be time sensitive. It's about respecting your own growth enough to seize the moments that are truly meant for you.
So, when you boil it all down, this whole framework really brings us to a very clear choice, a fork in the road. And it's the choice between hesitation and bold action.
And here is the bottom line, the real wake-up call that this whole manifesto is trying to deliver. Hesitation costs more than bold action. Think about it. The missed opportunities, the energy you drain just by going back and forth, the slow chipping away at your own self-trust that happens when you constantly ignore that inner yes, that is the true hidden cost of staying stuck.
So, as we wrap this up, I'm just going to leave you with this one question to really think about. What is the one inner yes that you've been avoiding? And what could possibly change if, starting today, you decided to honor it with just one small aligned action?